Welcome dear student. This video describes class 9 geography lesson number 9 trade module 1. Lesson number 9 trade. Before proceeding further, first of all let us understand what are our learning objectives. So in this chapter we'll concentrate on concept of trade. In the concept of trade we'll learn in detail about what is trade. Why was the use of currency in the trade started? Then, what is a visible and invisible trade? How are the types of trade determined and the types of trade on the basis of the extent of trade region? Meaning of balance of trade and its classification, and then the need of international trade organization. Also, in lesson number 9 trade, we will concentrate on some international trade and economic organization, then role of marketing and role of advertisement in the growth of trade. So student, in our lesson number 9 trade, in the module 1 we will concentrate on concept of trade and the types of trade such as visible trade and invisible trade. Also we will learn other types of trade such as on the basis of a quantity of goods and extent of region. Let's begin our lesson number 9 trade with introduction. Students, you may know that man is a social animal and economics is an important branch of social science. Therefore, economics studies man's economic behavior in the society. So, this economic behavior started right from the evolution of man in prehistorical period. As all of you know that man wandered from one place to another place to satisfy his needs. During those days, humans' wants were limited and could be fulfilled from various natural resources which are available freely in the nature. Let's take example to understand. Cave to stay, leaves for cloth, etc. As man started progressing, his wants multiplied. Students, you all know that necessity is the mother of all invention. So, man started to discover, for example, invention of fire and the invention of will. And also he invented various ways by which his wants could be satisfied from the available resources. Then slowly man started to exchange of goods for goods, which was later known as barter system. Trade is an age-old concept. In ancient and medieval period, trade was done through the barter system. In this, there was an exchange of goods with the other goods. There was no currency used in this trade. As the man started progress in various fields, this created problem of estimating a proper price of commodities. As a result, the use of currency started. Today, in this modern age, trade is carried out with the help of currency only. But barter system is still prevailing to a small extent in the remote areas among the tribal people. Nowadays, trade plays an important role in the economy. Now, see your geography textbook, page number 67. Try this. Students, you all know that in our day-to-day life, we are using a variety of commodities or the goods to fulfill our needs. The commodities such as food grains, pulses, oil, ghee, butter, sugar, jaggery, soaps, toothpaste, toothbrush, detergent, cleansing agent, fresh fruits, vegetables, bread, cheese and dairy product. Also, variety of commodity we are using in our day-to-day life. we are getting all such commodities from the producers. So the agriculture, dairy farming and the industries are the sources of such commodity. We buy goods from the retail shop and the local market. The shopkeepers take money from us when we buy such commodity or the goods. So student, the act of buying and selling of the commodity is known as a trade. So in this chapter, we are going to learn in detail about the trade. Students, you all know that we buy the goods we need from the shops, markets, or from the malls around us. Generally, the sellers of these goods are not the manufacturers of the goods. They bring these commodities from somewhere. It is not necessary that these commodities are manufactured in a surrounding. They are manufactured at places very far away from us. They could be brought by the retail sellers from the wholesale market, factories, agriculture product market committees, and then they reach to us. Now moving ahead with the demand and supply. Student, all of you know that we have various needs in our day-to-day life. We buy various things to satisfy this one from the shop, mall or from the market. When we buy them, we create a demand for them. So, whenever we purchase any product from the shop, it is known as a demand. Let's see about the supply. As all of you know that to fulfill the demand for the various products which we require in our day-to-day life, the production of these goods is carried out into the factory or in the industry. The producers supply these goods. So in the other words, he sells them to the wholesale traders or to the retail marketing. Now let's take more information about the trade with the help of the image. Student, this image represents the marketplace. Here we can see the consumer. So what is the consumer? When a person purchases any commodity from the shop, he is called as a consumer. Whereas a person who is selling the commodity is known as a seller. The buying and selling of the goods is done to fulfill each other's needs. The person who purchased the goods or the commodity is called as a consumer, whereas the producers produces and the seller sells the goods is known as a seller. So student, please remember that the consumer is buying or demanding for the product, whereas sellers sell or supply the product or the commodity to the consumer. So here you have to remember one thing, that the trade is an economic activity of buying and selling of the commodity. Now, let's take information about importance of trade. Students, you all know that in the previous slide we have studied that trade is an economic activity of buying and selling of the goods. The economic life of the people is totally interdependent. No region or the country is self-sufficient. Trade between two regions is necessary to fulfill the need of the people. As each region has a different geographical condition, each region produces specific commodity. Let's take example. If there is a paucity or the scarcity of a commodity, then there is a demand for that commodity. The place where it is abundant provides the supply of the commodity. Thus, the supply is done from the regions producing excess commodities to the region facing deficit according to the demand of the people. Let's take one example to understand. As all of you know about the apple. Apple produced in Jammu and Kashmir are sent to the other state of India having a great demand for it. Moving ahead with the types of trade. Let us try to understand types of trade with the help of the images. Students, you all know that we get vegetable from the vegetable seller or the vegetable vendor. When we pay him money, we get the commodity for which we had to pay the money. So, in such activity, there is a buying and selling of the goods occur. So, when there is a buying and selling of the goods occur, it is called as a visible trade. So trade involves selling and buying of goods. But do you know that trade can also take place without goods? Yes, let's take example to understand. When we travel by various kind of vehicle, we pay the fare or the charges. Another example is we have to give remuneration for the advice that we take from the lawyers or the doctor. So do we get any commodity from them? No, of course. But we are getting services. So when there is an exchange of services, it is called as an invisible trade. So student, please remember that when there is a buying and selling of the goods, it is called visible trade. Whereas when there is an exchange of the services, it is called invisible trade. Now, moving ahead with the types of trade. Trade can be classified into two divisions, such as on the basis of quantity of goods and on the basis of the extent of trade region. Further, on the basis of quantity of goods, trade can be classified as wholesale trade and retail trade. Whereas on the basis of the extent of region, trade can be classified into domestic or internal trade and international or external trade. Let us take more information in detail. First of all, we'll concentrate on types of trade according to the quantity of goods. So, on the basis of quantity of goods, trade can be classified into wholesale trade and retail trade. Let us take information about wholesale trade with the help of the images. As you can see here, farmers are the producer, so the traders buy commodity on a larger scale directly brought from the producer. The commodities are also sold on a larger scale to retail traders. This is called wholesale trading. Wholesale traders buy goods on a larger scale from the industrialist or the farmer. So student, please remember that the traders buy large-scale quantity of commodities directly from the producers and sell the same to the retail traders. This is called wholesale trading. Let's take one example to understand wholesale trade with the help of the image. For example, the orchard owners of mangoes sell their entire production to the wholesale trader. So, this trade is known as a wholesale trading. Now, let's take information about retail trade. Student, in the previous slide, we have studied about the wholesale trade. Wholesale traders buy goods on a larger scale from the industrialists or the farmers. So here, when the traders buy goods from the wholesale traders and sell it directly to the consumer, it is known as a retail trading. Students, please remember that in retail trading, the quantity of goods sold is very less compared to the wholesale trading. Let's take one example to understand. The shopkeepers selling the goods and the vegetable vendors sell the vegetables into the market. Let's see another classification of trade, that is according to the extent of region. All of you know that trade is a buying and selling of the commodity. So, trade is an economic activity which occurs in the world. The buying and selling of the goods happens at the various level. So, On that basis, trade can be divided into local trade, regional trade, national trade, and international trade. So, on the basis of the extent of a trade region, trade further can be classified into two divisions such as domestic trade, also known as internal trade, and international trade, also known as external trade. Now, let's take information about domestic trade. Students, please remember that domestic trade, also known as internal trade. Let us try to understand with the help of the map. This trade takes place between different regions within the same country. Let's take one example when the trade takes place between Mumbai and New Delhi. Then we can call it as a domestic or internal trade. Why? Because Delhi comes in our own geographical boundary, that is in India. So the size of the country, diversity, distribution and availability of natural resources affect the internal trade within the country. Student, please remember that there are also some factors which lead to a large-scale internal trade. Let's see what they are. The factors such as the size of population, transport and communication services, also, the factors such as living standard of the people, marketing system, these are the factors which lead to the large-scale internal trade. Now, when we talk about our own country, that is India, so in India, factors like diversity in the geographical condition, such as climatic condition, soil, the land, or the slope of the land, and availability of the natural resources, and high population also affect the domestic trade. A country's economic development is totally depend on the extent of the domestic trade. If there is a good economic growth, then trade will also be more. Therefore, positive relation between economic growth and the trade is very important. So students, so far we have studied about the types of trade on the basis of quantity of good. So in our next module, we'll take information about the trade on the basis of the extent of region. Let's take quick recap what we have studied so far in lesson number 9 trade in module 1. In the beginning we have studied about the concept of trade. Trade is an age-old concept. In ancient and medieval period, trade was done through barter system, that is, exchange of good for the other good. Trade is an economic activity. Trade is based on the demand for and the supply of commodities in the market. Also, we have studied that buying and selling of goods is done to fulfill each other's need. Those who purchase goods for their own use are known as a consumer. Producer produce and sellers sell the goods or the commodities in the market. So, buying and selling of the goods and services to fulfill each other needs is known as a trade. Then we have studied about the visible trade. Buying and selling of the goods is called visible trade. Also, we have studied about invisible trade. Buying and selling of services is called invisible trade. Also, in our module 2, we have studied about the types of trade. Types of trade can be classified into two divisions, such as on the basis of quantity of goods and on the basis of extent of trade region. Further, on the basis of quantity of goods, trade can be classified into wholesale trade and retail trade. Whereas on the basis of extent of trade region, trade can be classified into domestic trade, also known as internal trade, and international trade, also known as external trade. So, on the basis of quantity of goods, that is in a wholesale trade, we have studied that buying from manufacturers in a large quantity and selling to the retailers in a large quantity is known as a wholesale trade, whereas buying in a small quantity from the wholesalers and selling them in a small quantity to the consumer. For example, shops and mall. So, in this module, we have studied about the quantity of goods. In the next module, we'll take information about the trade on the basis of extent of region.